Ren, we've arrested someone. 2 to 3 hours later, they get interrogated at headquarters. Do we have to read Miranda again? So I guess if we arrested him, we read him Miranda, and then 2 to 3 hours later, we're back at the headquarters, assuming he hasn't invoked his rights. Or do we have to re-Mirandize? There's no definitive like after X number of hours you have to re-Mirandize, but a Miranda warning can get stale as time progresses. Other things to consider is has the location of the questioning changed? So if we were questioning him in the field under the first Miranda warning, and then we've moved him to the police station, so we have a new environment. That's a factor to consider for a new warning. How long has it been? That's a factor. Is it the same officer that's doing the questioning? Are we talking about something different? So to answer your question, just because it's been 2 to 3 hours, no, it's not necessarily stale, but that's a considerable amount of time since the first warning. But other factors we want to consider as well. There's no bright lines for many of them.
No bright line rule. Now, Zach, what do you think about this? I teach cops that if they got, first of all, we always have to have a good waiver initially, right? If we have a defective waiver initially, like we got cut off, hey, I know my rights. Okay, fine. What's your story? But if you have a good waiver initially, within the first 24 hours, and I do like bright line rules if we can make them, I just say, look, if you ask the person, do you remember your rights? Do you remember what I told you, right? And the guy says, yeah, I remember that stuff. Then we're back in business. Would you agree? That's maybe something that courts would consider.
I don't think we need to do a formal new warning as long as he.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
If he can prove that he knows his rights, we're good. But Zach is correct. Like most courts are not going to, reject another confession because it's been a few hours. In fact, it's very rare. The cases that I've seen, it's days go by, and you might want to have a fresh waiver. Right, Zach?
Yep, absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
All right. Let's see. Ren says, I've seen the technique of Miranda being read street side. Then the officer closes the door. Actually, this is actually a pretty good technique, quite frankly. What do you think about this? The whole read, wave, and wait routine.
Yeah, read, get the acknowledgement that they understand their rights, and then just leave them alone for a period of time. Yeah, 10 to 15 minutes. I don't see any issues with that.
I don't think there's any issue at all.
I think that's probably a good interrogative technique in that situation. Yeah.
Cops do it all the time, by the way, and it is a good technique. Miranda is probably overly in the suspect's favor anyway. Miranda is a farce. Miranda should probably never have happened as far as a constitutional requirement. So I don't know. I'm just trying to say that there's nothing wrong with just doing it like this, segmenting it. Look in the Constitution. The last time I read the Fifth Amendment, it didn't say that you had to waive and then immediately talk, because it doesn't say anything about it at all. So these are just interpretation things. So get that waiver. Come back later if you want.